Willie on the line here right now. Willie Waffle, good morning. Good morning.
Well, good morning. And I stopped texting you after you sent me that message about harassment. It works.
I thought you immediately stopped. You didn't even respond by saying okay. It just went radio silence. It was awesome.
There were going to be lawyers involved here.
That's right.
My God.
That's right. I'm going to stop. That threat worked. Okay, let's start with A Quiet Place.
Yeah, really good movie.
Okay, stop right there.
Okay.
You know, the first 15 minutes is in Little Falls. I was at the premiere last night in Little Falls. It's awesome, isn't it?
It really is very cool. Very cool.
I didn't want to say that we are all in on this movie and like people that we know are actually in it and as extras and that sort of thing, and maybe that's not true. But I went to Little Falls where the first 15 minutes of the movie is in Little Falls. And that Main Street shot, that's Little Falls. But I didn't want to sway you. I wanted your unbiased opinion. And we opened this morning by me saying that I felt that I've never seen a movie like this ever.
I think it is some of the best use of sound and silence that you're ever going to see in a movie.
Coolest thing.
Yeah, and it's the whole idea. John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, this married couple, they've got kids, they're living in this rural farmhouse, and you can't make a sound because there are monsters that hunt by sound, and so every little creak, every little crack could be the end of your life. And that's where the tension comes from. And that's why you're sitting on the edge of your seat, and it's so quiet in the theater. You hear the rustling of the leaves or maybe the raccoons walking around outside, but you know any noise could be the end.
I got to say, there was one scene in there that I didn't catch it. And if I get into the pregnancy, am I going too far? Am I giving something away?
I don't think you're going too far. They reveal very early on she's pregnant.
She's pregnant, yes.
You've seen the commercials that when it's time, things get a little crazy.
Well, because you can't make a noise. So my whole emphasis is thinking about her.
Yes.
Because how's she going to have this child without screaming, because, swearing at her husband or whatever they do.
Right.
I never once thought about the fact that, oh, my God, babies cry.
Right.
This is awful.
That's the first thing they're going to do,
Yeah.
And that's what's so good about the movie, and that's where Emily Blunt is so good. That's really that's her moment in this movie, when the baby's coming. What am I going to do? How am I going to get through this without making noise? How am I going to make sure the baby doesn't make any noise? What am I going to do when the monster seems to be right outside?
If this movie isn't a contender for awards, even when it comes to for sound, I don't know. I'll be shocked. Do you agree with that? I just think it was groundbreaking.
I think it's very groundbreaking. I think it's very, very excellent. I think that it's coming out in April, and people will forget about it by November when they start talking about the Oscars.
Yeah.
Because here's the movie that's going to get the big push: Black Panther. There's going to be a lot of push to don't forget Black Panther. Remember how great Black Panther was back in February, and I think it's going to drown out any effort by A Quiet Place.
I just can't believe how they were able to use, and for us, for me in particular, being in radio, where everything is sound. The sound and lack thereof was the most. It was the most unique movie. One of the most unique movies I've ever seen. It's probably a bad comparison, but Blair Witch was really groundbreaking because it changed the way they were following everybody around. Was it that movie?
Yep, shaky camera.
Yeah, the shaky camera thing.
Footage.
It was different, and this is that way. I thought it was riveting, and not just because it was filmed locally. Really cool. What do you give it?
I'm going 4 Waffles.
Yes!
Okay. Wow. I am excited about that.
Oh, man, that's a relief, Willie. That is a relief.
The mayor of Little Falls is dancing in the streets.
He should go see the movie again. It's great.
I got to go see it again because the clanking bottles from the party prior, rolling down. Willie, you couldn't eat popcorn without hearing the crunch of the kernels. That's how quiet it was in the theater.
I was shocked at how quiet it was in the theater because, I don't have the utmost respect for most theater-going movie audiences these days.
Yeah, I know. This was quiet.
It's funny. I thought Willie was going to say the rustling leaves, the raccoon walking, the popcorn in the third row. You could hear it all.
All right, blockers. 3 parents try to stop their high school daughters from getting busy on prom night.
a funny movie, but not a great movie. John Cena, Leslie Mann playing two of the parents, some comedian that nobody really knows his name. He's the third parent, and they don't have a lot of chemistry. So the movie just kind of jumps from scene to scene and craziness to craziness, but at least you're laughing the whole time. So how about 2 waffles for blockers?
And finally, the one that continues to be advertised every 3 minutes on Fox, Chappaquiddick. The story of Ted Kennedy, the biggest cover-up in the history of the world. What do you think?
It's a decent movie, and it's more about the cover-up. The story a lot of people know. Ted Kennedy driving his car late one night with a young lady, crashes into the water. He gets out. She doesn't. He doesn't report it for like 7, 8, 9 hours, and the cover-up begins. And this movie is really about the spin, trying to show you the Kennedy machine in action, showing you how they're trying to get ahead of the story and make Ted look like a hero. It's like a 2.5 waffle movie. I think it's interesting, but it's not fantastic.
2.5. All right, Willie, great stuff. But A Quiet Place, 4 waffles from Willie Waffle. A Quiet Place. First 15 minutes is Little Falls. Really cool. All right, Willie, enjoy the weekend. We'll talk in 2 weeks. Thanks, man.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay. Is it next week he's off?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Tried to throw that in there. How about he likes the movie?
That's great.
He likes it. Got a break.